Okay, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to take an image from Google and load it into Silhouette Studio. I'm also going to go through some of the specifics on what types of files are labeled for reuse, which makes it so that you're not infringing someone else's copyright and you're respecting their intellectual property. So, first thing I'm going to do is open a web browser, either Google or Safari. Open a new web page or tab, and I'm going to do a search for dog silhouette, and then I'm going to go to images for dog silhouette. So I'm going to want to use one of these that is actually labeled for reuse. To get to ones that are labeled for reuse, I'm going to go to tools, and I'm going to go to usage rights, and I'm going to drop down to labeled for reuse. Images are part of the Creative Commons, or they're available for you to use free without changing them. So I'm going to pick the one I like. Let me minimize this. I think I'll go with this dog that looks like it's about to catch a frisbee. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drag it to my desktop. If you want to make sure you get a higher resolution image for bigger things, you can also change the size of the image to large, and that'll make sure you get higher resolution things. And that would not necessarily come into play when making t-shirts, but when making larger files for larger prints, that would definitely be effective to make sure they're large files. So then I'm going to open up Silhouette Studio. This is a leftover file where I was teaching you how to save a file to Google Drive. So now I'm just going to grab the dog and drag it over. Sometimes the file type you get will not be supported. So notice I click on it, I grab the corner, and then I stretch it. That's how you can resize it. If the file type's not supported, you'll have to find another one. So Silhouette really only recognizes files that are listed as .png or .jpeg, JPG. So now I want to trace this file. So I go over here to the butterfly tool. I hit select trace area, and then I go around the dog. So there's different options. Trace will trace it inside, outside if there are separate lines. Like, so if the dog had an eye that I wanted to trace, trace outer edge will only trace the outer edge. So if the dog had an eye drawn in it, it would eliminate the eye. Trace and detach is a different tool we'll get into later. So I'm going to just trace it, and I'm going to move the dog, and then let's see if this will let us color it. So I go to our color palette and I click a color. So now I can change the color of the dog. You won't actually need to change the color of anything in here because the plotter really only pays attention to the red line. That's what tells it, the plotter, where to go on the X and Y axis. So that's the pertinent information. The time when you'd want to give the dog a color is if you're doing a t-shirt mock-up. So if you're going to actually impose the picture of a dog on a t-shirt and you want to make a mock-up for your target audience of the way the t-shirt's actually going to look. All right, thank you for watching the video.